Love, one of history's longest stories ever told. In this story of Lost in Translation, we follow two characters, Bob and Charlotte. Bob, a successful film star who is in the midst of a whiskey sponsorship, and Charlotte, a recent grad just trying to find the next chapter in her life. We can see early on that Charlotte is not content, living in the shadow of her husband, living in a fantasy world where she tells herself that things are okay, and trying to find her niche while her husband is away most days due to work. And Bob's life at home is anything but favorable, living a distant life from his family, constantly traveling. We can see early on in the film that there is tension between Bob and his family due to his busy work life as he forgets his son's birthday. Both characters seem to be missing a void in their life that just seems impossible to fill. The thread that we can see in these characters is a layer of loneliness that seems to be engulfing their life. The two first encounter each other at a hotel bar, and Charlotte sends Bob a drink. They run into each other time and time again, and eventually it leads to a night out on the town. In the midst of a careless night of karaoke, we see the two letting loose and allowing themselves to let the music dictate the night. In the few days that Bob has left in his filming schedule, the two start to spend more and more time together. Sitting in a sex club, you can feel the discomfort that exudes from Bob's visage. This gives us an insight to his view on the objectification of women and that he cares for Charlotte and the new connection that they share. The two end up leaving soon after Charlotte's arrival, enjoying a night away from the sad expectations of what we tend to idealize as a perfect date, and instead are present in the moment. We finally break through the initial layer of ice and get vulnerable with the characters as they have an open conversation about their own marriages. As Bob's trip approaches its end, we find that he takes a deal to be on a talk show with the wacky host, although his initial reaction was to pass it up and get back home to his family. This is shortly followed by yet another tension-filled phone call with his wife. When Bob has an affair with the redhead hotel singer, we are drawn to show compassion for Charlotte and their newfound relationship, although Bob has been married for 25 years. Charlotte's jealousy feeds into Bob's remorse about his decision and does not hide her feelings about the situation. Followed by these series of unfortunate events is an awkward lunch and even leads to a conversation about the tension that was truly apparent. But the two quickly make up and cherish their short time that they have together. As Bob's last hours come closer, we see the two begin to share more intimate moments and cherish their final moments together. Preceding Bob's final departure, we are deceived into thinking the two will embrace their newfound relationship. He whispers into her ear, and they say their last goodbye. But in the end, they go their separate ways and will have to rejoice in their personal endeavors, sharing one last moment that neither of them will ever forget.